Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Pursuit of Business. I'm Andeshman, and this video I am going to talk about the how to finding our passion. This is like very hard topic that everyone talks about, and everyone is looking for how to find our passion and how we should manage it. I think this is not some kind of kind of secret stuff that we have to find it out, but instead you can start do any work, and then you will be and you eventually you will be passionate about that. When you start making money from that work, when you start earning from that work or from that job, you will be passionate about that, like, because money is the fuel of everything. I think every work, I mean, money is the fuel for every work, like whatever work you start doing, and when you start making money from that, and it is like, how do you say, like, naturally you start to become passionate about that work. You start to find your passion on that job or on that work, on that business, whatever it is. But if you but these days, if you watch like those YouTube videos, if you read books, if you heard many speeches about like how to find your passion, like people are like most looking this types of stuff, how to, especially the young generation, how we find our passion. But I think, and as it is shown, like if there is any job you don't like it or you don't want it, if you do it long enough, and if you hang around for that job or for that work long enough, and you start to find your passion, because when you become good at something and you are confident around that work, that area, you start to love that work. For example, if there was something like anyone is like good at something, like if you are good at talking with the people, when you go to a social circle, you start to become like your energy start to change, and you start to become more happy, and you start to become more flu, because you are good at the conversation. And when you are good at the conversation, you have the confidence, and you have belief in yourself that you are good at this unconsciously. And then you start to feel more happy, more connected with the people. And then if you are not good at the social, connecting with the people, talking with the people, and then unconsciously you are start to lose your energy when you are in a social circle. So in any job, if someone is like, let's say, in if the guy who is good at the social circle, maybe he is not good at playing like volleyball or this stuff. When he go to the around that area, he start to lose his energy or his motivation to do that work, because he is not good at that work, he is not good at that playing. But instead, that guy or that person who was not good in the social circle, but he is good in volleyball or in football, when he come to this in the field of volleyball or football, he start to become more energized, and he start to become more happy, because he is good at that. And then he have the confidence to do that work or that job, and then he is passionate about doing whatever tricks he know to that job or to that play or something or whatever it is. So finding our passion is the same as that. When we start doing, for example, writing, if you want to be a writer, if you start doing it, you are not good at it, and you are not passionate, because it gets boring when you start, because you don't know how to write. But if you stick to that writing, or if you stick to that playing football or volleyball, or if you stick to that business that you started long enough, and then when you become good at that one, so you start to become more passionate about that job or that business, and then you start to find more confidence around those work or that area that you are doing, because when you get good at something, you start to find confidence around that work. So when you are good at that work, you see, you unconsciously you compare yourself to other people, how would other doing, and then you become more passionate about that, because you are doing better than the other people. And then when it also start to make money from the work or from the job, it also makes a fuel on you that you start doing that. Like whatever work is whatever job it is, you have to, of course you can try maybe one or two things, but but don't listen to this motivational speakers who are saying like you have to follow your passion, you have to find your passion. But you can be passionate about any work, you can be passionate about anything, but only you need to stick long enough for that work, for that job, and eventually you will find your passion on that job, on that work, whatever it is. Like, let's say Steve Jobs, who was he? He was passionate about the meditation. He was passionate about to being a monk. But when he didn't have enough money to survive, he started to work in a company, and then he start find a friend, and then they start to sell a parts of the computer. But when he sell it, and then he see this he see the, I mean, the option that if they sell this parts of the computer, and if they make it, they make more money, and then they start to make money from that. And he tried to do that to make quick cash. But when he started to make money, and then he started to get passionate about that job, that thing that they were doing, and then Apple comes out. That was the it was not, I mean, like Steve Jobs had this talk that find your passion. I think it is not true, but instead do what he had done with his Apple company, because he was not passionate about it. If people were following their passion, the Steve Jobs have to follow the meditation. Instead, he was a monk right now, but he didn't follow it. That he started to see that option, and he started to do that long enough, and after that he became passionate about that. So if you haven't read the book, like So Good They Can Ignore You, I think the book is by Cal Newport. You have to read that book, How to Find Your Passion. I think that is going to help you. So for this video, I think it's enough, my friend. Until to the next video, have a nice time, my friend.